Can you get out yet? Probably not. Good job. Greetings and salutations, viewers. I'm StarPrincessHLC, and here's another review for YouTube Red's heavily advertised series, Scare Pewdiepie, starring YouTube's favorite sleuth with over 43 million subscribers, and apparently is very influential, if Time magazine is to be believed. That was kind of a weird little surprise to see. But nonetheless, it's Pewds getting scared by real-life horror games. Does it hold up? Does it actually warrant the $10.99 subscription fee for YouTube Red? Well, I guess we're just gonna go through each and see where it goes. And here we are with the 6th episode of the series, The Ultimate Hang.
Good. Hey, if you killed PewDiePie, that's not good.
Yeah, you'll have 43 million people on your ass. In this particular episode, just like with episode 2, this one was pretty much one game, and you could easily tell, like, right off the bat, it was one game that Pewds was playing. It was obviously very much Five Nights at Freddy's themed. I think everybody knows about Scott Cawthon's baby and how popular that horror series has become, and apparently there's a new one coming out, Sister Location. I'm curious to see where that's gonna go, but essentially, yes, it was pretty much Pewds was in Five Nights at Freddy's with a bit of a twist. Oh gee, I wonder what game we're playing now! If that wasn't an obvious reference there. For starters, the big twist was that in this particular episode, whereas in the game you are basically all by yourself in a security room, in this case, Pewds had 2 friends helping him out in this one, as opposed to just Markiplier in episode 2. We have 2 friends that were helping Pewds out in this particular episode. First of all, it was revealed that the first guest we had was MatPat from Game Theory, so that was kind of an interesting surprise and kind of makes sense considering how often he is theorizing on the Five Nights at Freddy's series. Oh hey, you are not alone! Good for you, Pewds!
Okay. Who do we have here?
MatPat! Woo! It's just a theory! A game theory! And the second guest that we had in this particular episode was Mr. Aaron Hansen, aka Egoraptor from the Game Grumps, which was a kind of an interesting surprise as well, considering he's not really known for the Five Nights at Freddy's thing. It would have made more sense probably to have Mark in that one, considering he's the king of Five Nights at Freddy's, but Aaron was still a nice little surprise, and the guys really do have a great chemistry together. They were having a lot of fun, I think, getting scared out of their wits.
Play games together. Yeah.
Well, this is a game together, MatPat. It's just a real-life game.
Hold on. I mean, I know Aaron, but oh shit.
Oh wow, they actually got the doors to work. That is awesome. But I think Aaron just doomed them all. But the set, it pretty much was like an arcade thing, and then they had a special room in the back for Pewds, MatPat, and Aaron to hide out in for a security booth kind of area, watching the cameras. Like, they actually pretty much like replicated it in that sense, almost exactly like Five Nights at Freddy's. You had the cameras, you clicked on buttons, and you could switch between the different camera modes. They actually had the doors, the automatic doors that they had in the game, where they pressed a button and it opened, and then you closed it. And they even did do the whole thing where it's like, oh, you're running out of power if you leave it closed for too long. Oh, hi, how are you? Close the door, please. Thanks. The animatronics, obviously, were just guys in, like, ridiculous costumes. Like, there's a guy dressed up as a chicken, there was a guy dressed up as a kangaroo, someone dressed as a bulldog, and what was the other one? Let's see, there was a chicken, there was a bulldog, there was a kangaroo, and there was a bunny rabbit, that's right. It was pretty much, like, obviously they weren't going to go, like, full animatronic. I doubt they have the money to do that, But they'd had the guys walking around in costumes, pretending to be the animatronics, walking around. And it was kind of funny to watch, considering it was like, it's literally just a guy walking around in a giant bunny costume threatening these three YouTubers. It was kind of bizarre, but it was funny watching the guys interact while trying to avoid dealing with these animatronics. There's no way that these animatronics haven't seen them. They're just essentially playing dumb. But unlike in Five Nights at Freddy's, this particular episode, the guys were a lot more hands-on. Obviously, originally they were sitting in the booth, closing doors and keeping an eye on the cameras to see where everybody was. But eventually it got to the point where they lost power. They lost they lost all their power, but unlike in Five Nights at Freddy's, where it constitutes as a game over, they actually did something a little bit different, where a few of them actually went out into the arcade to try and find things. Like MatPat in particular went out to try and find a battery pack to charge everything.
Your batteries are drained.
Oh man, Aaron, I blame you for this.
Yeah, we're gonna need a volunteer.
I got it. I volunteer. I volunteer as Pewdiepie.
Ha, Hunger Games reference.
There is a reserve battery.
And then eventually it got to the point where Pewds had to go out and find like little tokens and such to try and break the curse, because that was the whole spiel that they were doing on us, that it was a curse. It wasn't like in the Five Nights at Freddy's thing where it was, this guy killed these kids and stuffed them into animatronic suits and now their kids are haunting the suits. In this case it was a curse, I guess. I don't know, it seemed kind of a random little thing. But eventually got to the point where Pewds had to go out dodging the animatronics and trying to find these tokens to end the curse. Sure, we'll go with that.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh no! It's a little Ewok! He's gonna eat you! Also, Timmy managed to come back again. Somehow they managed to fix the little doll, and he showed up again in the video. But unfortunately, it didn't last very long, because pretty much at the end of the whole spiel, he gets offed again. Just no luck with that poor little Timmy, is there? Oh hey, Timmy! I thought you were dead. I guess he came back from the dead for one last hurrah. Overall, this one definitely was a lot stronger in terms of, I think, even the interaction with Pewds, just because he had, again, it really seems like he does better when he has people bouncing off, like he had Aaron and MatPat with him. I think it really helps that Pewds has someone to bounce off and kind of, can talk with them and joke around with them. He really seems a lot more relaxed and has a lot more fun when he's with somebody else, because he knows he's not just being thrown into these things all by himself. But I think this is definitely one of the stronger episodes. I think so far 2 and 6 are probably my favorite ones thus far, just because it feels like Pewds is actually, enjoying himself and is actually having a lot more fun. Because I think with the other ones, I think he mainly kind of gets annoyed. At least it looks like he gets annoyed, but when he's with his friends, he seems to do a lot better, and he seems more relaxed, and it's a lot more of an enjoyable experience, at least in my personal opinion.
Oh, what the fuck?
No, Aaron! He was so young! Susie will murder you! But yeah, this was definitely an enjoyable performance. Seeing MatPat and Aaron also in this episode was really a nice little touch, and I think it helped that, again, they focused on a particular game as opposed to just, branching out into various different cliches from the horror genre. I think it helps that when they focus on a particular episode of a certain game that Pewds has played, because I think that helps out a lot more. And, I'm not even that big of a Five Nights at Freddy's fan. I mean, it's a good game series, but I do feel like the fandom has sort of soiled the series a bit with some of their behavior. I hate to say it. It's still a good series of games, but obviously, the thing with a lot of fandoms is they take things a little too far at times. I hate to say that, but it's true. But I really did enjoy this particular episode. Yeah, the animatronics costumes aside, it was still really well done. The fact that they were able to do stuff in the arcade, and they were able to replicate the security cameras and the doors and such from the game. That was pretty awesome. The interaction between Pewds and MatPat and Aaron was really well done. The scares, I think, were obviously more towards Pewds than they were the audience, I'd say, but it was still an overall entertaining experience, and it does make me curious to see where the next episode is gonna go, because I don't quite know where it's going with this, considering we only have, discluding this, essentially we have 3 more episodes left of Scare Pewdiepie. They only made 10 episodes, so I'm curious to see where the rest is going to go. So keep an eye out for my next review on that. But for now, this is StarPrincessHLC saying thank you very much for watching, and have a fond farewell. And let me know in the comments below what you would like to see me review next. Bye bye!